Let's take a look in a little more detail at playing shots around and near trees. So here we are behind a tree off the left side of the fairway here. And if we try to play a normal shot, we'll say, we don't have a great lie here, so we try to play a 9-iron, for example. We'd carry to about here, give or take, because of the lie, and it would roll out a little bit more because of the bad lie. But as we can see on the bottom right-hand corner, when the mouse is near the target, we have about a 20-25% chance of hitting trees if we were to play a shot exactly on this line. A little bit less as we go out to the right, and we're not as affected by these trees in this area. So there's a few things we can do here. We could play safely over here and have a lesser chance of hitting the tree. Or if we want to run one up the front opening of the screen, we could choose a punch shot. And a punch shot will keep the ball under these branches. It'll pretty much keep the ball under branches within about 20 yards. And as we move the mouse here now, 2 or 3% chance of hitting the trees. Practically 0 if we go over here. So we could hit a punch shot, we could try and carry it with a little more club, maybe try and carry it into this area, and it'll run up onto the green. It's a difficult shot to pull off with a narrow opening, bad lie. Punch shot's a little less consistent, but we'll probably get it through the trees, we'll get it up near the green, give ourselves a good chance at saving a par. We could also try and start it over here, and we could draw it back to make it expose even less to the trees. But hitting a straight shot in this case should keep it underneath the branches pretty much all the time. If we tried to hit a high shot here, we'd be hitting it straight up into these branches, and you can see in this case, if we go back to 9-iron again, now we have about a 50% chance of hitting the trees. So a high shot is not the way to go if you're right behind trees or right in trees. This is going to vary from shot to shot. We could hit another shot that ends up in this exact same spot, and the percentages might be a little bit different. Maybe we get lucky and we have a clear shot and these percentages are close to 0. That can happen. Or maybe we get completely stymied and our only option becomes to chip out. So let's back up here a little bit. Put the ball back here. Our lie in this case turns out to be just slightly better, still not a very good lie. But now if we try to play a normal shot at the flag, we have a 65% chance of hitting trees down that line. And we might be able to get over them in this case. So if we choose a high shot, now that chance goes down to about 43%. So still not great, but we have a better chance of getting over the trees. It's still going to be exposed to the tops of some of these trees, but it's not going to be in them for quite as long. If we want to hit it even higher, we could take, for example, an 8-iron, which would go to about here, and now we have only a 30% chance of hitting trees. And if we hit it harder to get it to the green, it'll come off even higher, and we might get lucky and be able to get it over the trees. Still a risky shot. If we had a better lie, we'd have a better chance of being able to pull it off. A punch shot in this case, which worked well for us before, we would need probably at least a 4-iron to get it to run up there. And now we have a pretty good chance of hitting trees compared to last time, about 25%. Less so than hitting the high shot, but now the punch shot gets up a little bit higher by this point in its flight, and it has a chance of hitting these trees. So in this case, we might start one out wide of the trees, try and hook it back as hard as we can. We'll probably end up in the front bunker with a chance of getting up and down, but it might be a safer shot than trying to go over or through the trees and hitting them, and you never know where it might bounce. Or we might play conservatively and just chip it back to the fairway and try and get up and down with the wedge.